Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very important and not important to liberals, libertards, people believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. If you're lazy, of course, if you're a sensitive, if you're a EDB, emotional douchebag, okay, an unplayable character, please don't watch my videos. They're not for you. I have tough love when I talk to people, and 9 times out of 10, they think I'm sounding condescending. I don't really mean to. It's just I'm just trying to help. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very important, and not important to all those individuals I just listed. Listeners' discretion is advised. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roasters, you put it down below. I don't look for ambition. I'm not looking for likes. I'm not looking for subscribers. I just want to prove my point by me just giving you my philosophy of life, because I'm a natural born philosopher, as you can say. My favorite philosophers are Heraclitus, Socrates, and Mahatma Gandhi. Yes. Okay. And so this video will be pertaining to how to become disciplined. Though 80% of people are not disciplined out there, please understand this, okay? That I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. I consider myself very disciplined because I've been complimented a lot because of how controlling I am, okay? And then I always wondered, okay, how come a lot of people aren't in control of their life? This is a thing that I just don't understand. How do you consider a person who has control in their life a controlling person, or even ad hominem attack or insult, or a narcissist, where liberals will call you when you're really not, okay? It's just a person who is in control. And so I've obtained my ability to be disciplined by much walking in my life. I have walked more than most of you have on this YouTube and everywhere else on all platforms, because I used to walk thousands and thousands of miles in the conglomerate of my life because of mostly abandonment issues from my parents and stuff. But they taught me a lesson, because even though my family wasn't as close to me as I should have had the love to have, I've learned something. As I walked in the rain, cold, sleet, and snow, okay, on foot for over 6 miles every day, okay, for at least about 17 years, 18 years, and also other places, I got accustomed to trying to learn how to walk and to become self-aware. As a matter of fact, since I am a Schizo-Indigo individual, I became aware of my inner voices, or raison d'etre, when I was 7 years old, when I was supposed to be chopping my stepdad's head off because all the abuse he caused me. But of course, I was also angry with my mom, okay? But the voice told me something. Now, this is what I'm saying here. Don't get lost here, my translation here. To become disciplined, you can become disciplined in multiple ways. You can become disciplined through suffering, sorrow, walking, meditation, exercise. You can become disciplined in multitudes of different ways, not just one or the other. But I'm just trying to tell you and how I grew up, okay, and how I became disciplined. First, it was the voice at 7 years old. All of the questions with religion was irrelevant to me because I did the research. And when I did the research on how people who are basically religious, one question led to another. And then someone told me about the philosophers of old, okay? And people said to me, you sound like Socrates. You sound like Mahatma Gandhi. And then I started researching even more and found out about Heraclitus, okay? Earth is water and fire is ice. In so many words, in scientific terms, terminologies that I did not understand. By asking questions, I became what? Disciplined. The voice that came to me before I almost did something very evil and wicked, which it really wasn't evil and wicked. It was mostly self-defense from me being hurt and abused when I was younger. I basically said, oh, I'm going to listen to this voice. Now, I know you guys may have come across this voice another way. Maybe you hit your head on a rock or something. I don't know. But I always hear the voice ever since I was young. That doesn't make me mentally ill. That doesn't make me mentally ill. Though sometimes they do get on my nerve at times, in the middle of the night, okay? It's very bothersome, but and it does interfere with my concentration and also my pituitary gland. It is not my fault, okay? Maybe my mom did drop me on my head, okay? I don't know. But after these voices occurred, because of my questioning techniques, I became more aware of self-education. Because my mom told me one thing: if you take care of yourself now, you'll take care of yourself even better in the future. And so I took that advice and flew with it. At the same time, with my raison d'etre inner voices, okay, and also my walking ability, I became very disciplined at a very young age, before the age of 10. Isn't this amazing? A beautiful story. But how to become disciplined comes in many forms for many different types of people here. If you have discipline, you should not be unequally yoked. Most people are not compatible with me. I know this, and I have accepted this fact. So I tried to do trade instead. And this is how I became an alpha. Okay, more than most men, I was doing things where older guys was talking to me like, yo, you a young prodigy, They were telling me all sorts of crazy shit. But I stayed in the books during those days, when I was like between 0 and fucking 17 years old. I just stayed in the books a lot. Read tons of books. Learned different types of ways of manipulation through psychology and dark psychology. But of course, I always had a noble reason for doing it, not for a negative manipulation purpose. I'm clever, but of course, I did not care for receiving any negative bad karma because of my voices that was always on my ass almost all of the time if I did something wrong. Okay. I'm an empath naturally, but a lot of people aren't. So to become a disciplinary person, you're going to have to make sure that you don't keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over. That's insanity. That is true insanity. So, I may go off the subject. Sometimes I may go on a rant sometimes. But, of course, I do get to the point within 10 minutes, and I hope you learned something in this video. If you have problems with money, you're going to have to be extremely frugal. Alright? My friend of 30 years have taught me this. Though he really has connections with his family. He actually has assistance through his family. He has no discipline all like that. And since he doesn't have that much discipline, he don't have a lot of things to spend on, okay? You don't spend a lot of things. He don't have a lot of things he's interested in life. So what he does, he saves his little pennies from time to time and saves little money here and there. Though I could not do that type of ability, I realized that me living in the streets for a while has helped me to learn how to manage my money in a forced way. I always pay back individuals twice when they gave me any type of assistance or any kind of financial assistance or even some knowledge. I always return those favors back. But other than that, he has of 30 years has helped me out a lot, and I've always paid him back twice as much. You know that? That's a beautiful thing, right? But to become disciplined takes time and dedication. Time to be knowledgeable of yourself through silence and meditation. There are many ways to become disciplined, not just one. So, I hope you learned something in this video. And as I said before, I do not cater to the masses of asses, because most people who are into the masses of asses, they tend to look at things without asking any questions. When you do that, you become a fool automatically. You become a fool. You're looking at my appearance, but you don't know my soul. You don't know my heart. You don't know nothing. Because you a dumb motherfucker. Or you're a bitch. You're a hoe. I don't know what you are. Something wrong inside of yourself. But, of course, to each his own. Because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Have goals in life. Most people don't really have goals. A lot of people are stagnant or lazy. They don't really do too much until life catches up with them in the end. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just keep doing some research on the internet on how to discipline yourself. There's many variations of ways. But that's all I really wanted to say, guys. This is under 10 minutes. How to become disciplined. You got to have a peace of mind by being silent. Listening to your own raison d'etre or your inner voices if you have them. Peace.